Hello, my brothers and sisters. We are back with another video, and I just want to thank y'all for tuning in. I do apologize for the delay. I haven't dropped a video in about a month, and that's because I was dealing with some spiritual battles, and I was also dealing with sickness. I got sick right after my spiritual battle. I got sick for like 2 weeks. So, not really a coincidence, right? That doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. That sounds like it's all linked together. So y'all, let's talk about the spiritual battle. So, which was lust. I want to talk about lust today. You guys, I got hit with lust so hard, man. I mean, it was like bad. And this was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was dealing with like this really intense lust, man. I mean, like on a level I haven't felt in a long time, man. Probably about a year. So I was like, whoa, So it threw me off guard. It caught me off guard, threw me off track, and it tried to get me to relapse. And I define relapse as going back to the old ways, right? Watching pornography, masturbating, right? This thing tried to get me to relapse, and I mean, it was close. I was close. I was so close to relapse, y'all. Really, really close. And, it's still kind of embarrassing for me to tell everybody this, But, the reason why I'm saying this is because, I'm not the only one out here, man. And somebody's going to want to hear this. And somebody's going to want to be motivated by this stuff, right? So, you guys, by the grace of God, after like a week and a half to 2 weeks of dealing with like this intense lust, man, it finally left. It tried to get me to masturbate and everything, try to get me to relapse, but it didn't. It didn't. And it was, oh gosh, the battle, man. I mean, 2 weeks is a long time, y'all. 2 weeks is a long time. My goodness. And then like the amount of time that this thing took for me over like 2 weeks, just keeping me in my room, getting me to look at stuff, you know what I mean? Like, golly, man. It's very embarrassing me telling y'all this, but we have to expose these demons. So anyways, y'all, I want to talk about lust today, man, and how to destroy lust. Because lust is, it's funny because like some people don't even look at lust as a big deal. And it is a huge deal, especially if you allow it to steal like hours out of your day, you know what I mean? Or maybe even days out of your month, you know what I mean? Like, so to me, to me, lust is a huge deal, man, because think about it, like, let's say you're with a girlfriend or something like that. Let's say you're with your wife, right? And if you're dealing with lust, she's not gonna like that. So it is a big deal. And it's also a big deal because Jesus says it's a big deal. So you guys, let's talk about lust today, man. So lust, a lot of lust is, from my personal experience, like formed from my childhood, man. A lot of it's formed from the childhood, and just like old arousal templates and stuff like that. So let's put the lust to bed. Let's destroy it. We got to get to the root, man. And basically I got on my knees and I cried to God, and he showed up, y'all. He came through, and I gave it all to him. I was like, Lord, I'm not going to go back, man. I'm not going back. And Lord, I know I'm going back right now because I was so close, you guys, to looking at things that I shouldn't have. I was so close to it, man. But honestly, okay, actually I did. Yeah, I gave in a little bit. I gave in, but God still won at the end. And I was also dealing with perversion, right? So the reason why they kind of go hand in hand, right? in my experience, lust and perversion, they always worked together. They're always like a tag team, right? So when I realized that, okay, if one of these is branching off the other, let's destroy one of these first, right? Honestly, in my opinion, I went after the perversion first because I feel like the perversion is worse. Lust is bad, but I feel like the perversion is just like so ungodly, right? So what I did, y'all, was I went after the perversion first, right? I captured the perversion with 2 Corinthians 10:5. I casted the perversion out with 2 Timothy 1:7, and then I filled the perversion in with good godly things with Philippians 4:13, right? So you have to use these verses to help y'all every day. And so I got on my knees, y'all. I got on my face, cried out to God for him to get me out of this spiritual battle because I was getting tired of fighting it, man. I was getting tired of fighting. I was like, Lord, am I going to relapse or not? It's been like a week. Now it's like a week and a half. You know, come on, man. So once you get out of that momentum, man, it's like this negative, perverted, lustful momentum. Once you just break out of that, go back to Christ, right? It's like, oh, okay, I'm so much better now. You know, it's like, and then, so me personally, y'all, I destroyed the perversion first, which is all thoughts, and then, desires, all that stuff, Then I went for the lust because the lust was like fueling the perversion, right? So whenever I destroyed the lust with the same 3 verses, 2 Corinthians 10:5 captures everything. 2 Timothy 1:7 casts everything out. And Philippians 4:13 fills it in. Once you use those 3 verses and you actually mean it from your heart, you mean it in your mind, it's like, Lord, I'm not going back because I serve Christ. I can't serve 2 masters. Once you actually go back and remember where God pulled you out of the first time, you're like, yeah, I'm not going back. It's like, okay. So you guys, if anybody's like struggling with like perversion, right? If anybody's struggling with lust, first of all, pray about it, okay? Don't just listen to me. But if you pray about it and you pretty much get the same answer that I get, I was like, okay, let's go after the perversion first. Good. That's good. That's the Lord, right? Destroy that perversion first, man. Then go after the lust. You know what I mean? If it's opposite, okay, no problem. Destroy the lust first, then destroy the perversion. It doesn't matter. Either way, God is going to lead you on top. God is going to put you on top, and you will be victorious above Satan. So guys, let's talk about these verses. I think I've talked about these verses in like some of the other videos that I've done, but I'm going to mention them again. And they are so powerful, man. Guys, 2 Corinthians 10:5 says, this is the first verse. This is the verse that captures all of these ugly demonic attacks that we deal with. 2 Corinthians 10:5 states, we destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God and take every thought captive to obey Christ. And guys, I noticed like with the lust and the perversion, man, it was always a thought. It's always a thought, right? It's like, oh, you see something in your head, right? You see something negative in your head. You see something ugly in your head that's getting you turned on, that maybe shouldn't get you turned on, right? And you're like, okay, that's perversion. And what is it? It's a thought. It's always an image. So guys, when you get rid of the thoughts with 2 Corinthians 10:5, then, when you capture the thought with 2 Corinthians 10:5, then you cast it out. You cast out the thought with 2 Timothy 1:7. 2 Timothy 1:7 talks about, 2 Timothy 1:7 states that God has given us a spirit not of fear, but a spirit of power and love and self-control, man. That is Jesus. Jesus is power and love and self-control. Jesus is perfect. Jesus is the way, the truth, and life. So guys, once you cast out those ugly thoughts with 2 Timothy 1:7, then you fill it in. You fill in the void with Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And these 3 verses, y'all, got me out of that week and a half to 2 weeks battle with lust and perversion. And they worked because I wanted them to work, and I meant it. I was like, Lord, I'm done fighting this battle. It's like a week and a half. This thing's trying to get me to relapse, bro. Like, I was like, Lord, this is ridiculous, man. This is like a week and a half. How much time have I wasted fighting this thing? You know what I mean? So guys, use these beautiful verses that God has given us, man, to defeat these things. And you will be victorious over lust. You will be victorious over perversion. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Now, if you're like at the end of the tunnel, man, you're like, I'm about to relapse. I'm about to give in. All you have to do is just put your phone down, put the thoughts down, and just not relapse. It's going to sound, it's hard. Yes, it's hard. But Satan led me to like 90% of the way there, y'all. I was so close to relapsing. And by the grace of God, by the strength of God, by his power, I didn't. I ended up putting the phone down. I ended up putting the thoughts down, the lust, the temptation, the perversion. They're all linked together. It's like a chain. Satan wants to keep you trapped in this chain, right? Whenever you put those ugly things down, gosh, I still can't believe how close I was, y'all. Whenever you put those things down, that disturbs Satan so much, man. Satan is like, dang it, Zion, but I led you 90% of the way here to relapse. Why don't you just do it? Because I know, you guys, if I relapse one time, then I'm going to go again and again and again and again. And then that's when the cycle starts, y'all. You have to break through that extreme temptation, that extreme lust, excuse me. You have to break through that stuff. Guys, if you can still not relapse, even though you're like 90% of the way there, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, man. Because if you can conquer that relapse, you can conquer anything. You can conquer Satan, because the relapse is connected to, temptation, lust, perversion, all these things that make us feel good, insecurities, which is feel, you know what I mean? And guys, once you realize that little short, tiny verse, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Once you realize how short and powerful that verse is, that verse becomes like a sword, man. Like those like short swords for like close quarters combat, like that the Roman Empire used back in the day, and like all these other people, Once you realize how strong that double-edged sword is, man, the word of God, you can cut through anything, y'all. You can cut through temptation. You can cut through your habits. You can cut through your patterns. Anything, man. So guys, I just wanted to put this out here. I have a lot of catching up to do, man, because I haven't posted a video in a month. We're getting back into it, y'all. There is so much more that I want to talk about, that I will talk about, you guys. Again, I do find it almost coincidental that I was dealing with lust and perversion and temptation and all that stuff. Then I get sick, y'all. What happened was I pulled my neck. I pulled my neck really hard, man. And that led to some like damage of like the nerves back here and everything. And then I started becoming nauseous. I started vomiting, you guys. I mean, it was bad, man. It was bad. I went to the ER. y'all. I went to the ER twice. So these spiritual battles, you guys, that we go through, they are not a coincidence, because this entire month has been a battle for me. Mentally, emotionally, thoughtly, spiritually, physically. It's like all aspects are linked. So you guys, oh man. So I struggle with lust and perversion. Then I go through a spiritual battle. Then I get sick. You know, it's like, man. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video right here. Stay tuned, y'all, because I have a lot of catching up to do. I have a lot of catching up to do, man. I'm going to be dropping videos this week, you guys. The goal is to, you know, to make up for like the last few weeks, man. Close to a month, you know. So every day, you guys, every day, we're going to be dropping videos. Stay tuned. If anybody needs prayer, drop your prayers, drop your prayer requests in the comment section. I will be praying for y'all. Jesus is there for us, you guys. And Jesus is praying for us because he wants to see all of us saved. So, guys, if I can do it, if I can overcome these battles of lust and temptation and perversion and all these other things, if I can do it, y'all can do it. Because y'all have Christ too. Just like I got Christ. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So, guys, I'm signing out. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Stay positive.